Hey everybody, this is Cameron from Obnoxious Anonymous. I'm here just doing a quick video about my initial reactions about episodes 1 through 4. I am going to tell you that I am going to be talking spoilers here, so if you don't want to know anything and you haven't seen all 4 episodes, don't watch it, or come back later and watch this. I'm not going to get into like dissecting these episodes because obviously you have a lot to process and that type of thing. But I'm just going to give you my initial reactions, and then as this week goes on, we'll be talking about the episodes and maybe doing a commentary or two about these episodes. But let me just say this. Well, there's a couple things. One is, have you ever had this long of having your mind blown? I mean, I know there are segments of movies and TV shows that will blow your mind, but to see 4 consecutive hours of just unbelievable. This show so far is unlike anything that has been on TV, anything we have seen, and anything we anticipated. It's amazing. And I've been thinking for a while, like, how long will the casual fans stick around before, they jump ship, to kind of redo season 2, if you will, and I gotta tell you, they jumped ship within the first hour. I went on social media after the first hour for a second and just saw tons of people going, WTF, I'm done, this is horrible, this is terrible, and they jumped ship. And, I said to my wife, I said, I've always been under the impression, only because Lynch and Frost have said this, that this would be a show that new viewers could come into and, they would be situated, and then all the older viewers would be able to catch things here and there, but it would basically be a new story with that would engage new viewers. And I said to my wife, I said, this show is designed for the hardcore of the hardcore Twin Peaks fans. Other people are invited, but they're not going to stick around very much. And they may stick around for a little bit just to look cool to their friends, but they're out of here. I mean, there are so many people who are just like, I saw one comment that said, who is the arm? And I'm thinking, who is the arm? Have you not watched Twin Peaks? It's the casual fans are like, what the hell? And the hardcore fans are just, every second, right? Our minds are being blown. Did you ever think for 1 second that they would explore the hellhole that is the Black Lodge so, in such detail? I mean, you really get the feeling. This is why Cooper seems so traumatized out in the real world, because if you had to deal with that crap for 25 plus years, you might not know where you are either. It's quite an experience, and who the hell knows where we're gonna be at the end of episode 18? That's for sure. Senate Kale says, someone mentioned the cheesy special effects. I will say this. I was surprised by the amount of CGI in this show. I don't think it looks bad, but I do think that it does look a little cable TV-ish at times, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying you can tell they didn't have a $50 million budget, but it still looks fantastic. And the moment, Agent Cooper is outside in outer space with an Asian woman with no eyes, and you see Major Briggs's face come across the space. It was insane and incredible. And a lot of you out there are talking about the log lady and how emotional that was. Yes, incredibly emotional. And, it looks like, hopefully there's other scenes, but it looks like her scenes have been relegated to some phone calls, which, again, coincides with what I had heard, which was that she didn't do a lot of acting with other actors. So I honestly assumed that they were going to be doing Log Lady intros, which they haven't done. So all right, but I mean, it's cool. I was so happy to see her. It is interesting though that they're ending every episode with like, a song at the Roadhouse. It's kind of an interesting thing. And am I totally insane? Or at the end of episode 3 in the Roadhouse, when they were showing the dancers, I could have sworn I saw Brad Dukes in there, the guy who wrote what is it? The book that I can't even remember now. Please, someone Reflections on Twin Peaks. I could have sworn I saw him in the audience dancing. So that was surprising. I can totally see why Kyle MacLachlan said yes right away. I mean, they wrote him an amazing parts, I should say. And is there anything more badass than when they played that song? I don't even know who it was, but you see the car, is headlights driving it on the road, the typical Lynch shot, and then Cooper gets out of the car with the long hair and the coat, and you're just like, oh my God, it's Bob. And this is something that some people have had a little pushback with me over the years, where they're saying, oh, there's not going to be two Coopers, Cameron. All right, Cooper wasn't split in half. It's Agent Cooper out in the real world. As Bob. Don't believe all that Annie Blackburn stuff. Well, look at here. I mean, we have 3 Coopers. Well, one was Dougie, but basically we have 3. Okay, anybody watching this that has not seen the episodes, get off this video right now and come back after you've seen all 4, because I'm talking about everything right now. It's just going to be my initial reactions, but I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth. So, hold off. Now, one weird thing. Did you notice at the end, I don't know, did you notice at the end during the tarmac scene between Lynch and Albert and Tamara Preston, who is apparently doing her best Vampira impersonation in this show, why was it all in blue? Blue. I mean, it seemed like it was like filmed. I mean, I know they were talking about the Blue Rose for a second, but the whole thing was like totally tinted blue. And I was trying to figure out where that came from. I was like, are they shooting this through a glass or something? But no, it just seems like they were doing like a day for night thing, but it still looks like the daytime. I was kind of confused by that. Miguel Ferrer, he doesn't look obviously he wasn't in tip-top health when they shot this, but it's great having him there. Him and Lynch work so well together. I love the scene between David Lynch and Denise. That was fantastic. Another amazing scene, because I literally jumped off my couch like screaming in joy. It was when Cooper as Bob started puking the cream corn. Oh my God, that was so insane. Like, the cigarette lighter's like, and then all of a sudden, Cooper as Bob just like, it's so crazy. I love all the stuff between the one-armed man, and I love the fact that they turned the little man from another place into a tree with the head from, it looks like the head from the Alphabet. Remember that short film that Lynch made back in the day? So it's just amazing. And like, I knew something was a little odd right at the very beginning when they do the replay of the season 2 finale, when you have Cooper in the chair and Laura, and she says, hello, Agent Cooper, and then, but she does the thing with the fingers, where I can't even do it, but she snaps her fingers like this, right? And in the finale, she does this, and then right when the sound effect kicks in after she does it, it then cuts to Cooper. But in this one, they cut to Cooper on the sound effect, or right before the sound effect. And I was like, why would you make that kind of switch like that? That's kind of bizarre, because it's only like a 1 second difference. But it's very clear in this new show that there's a lot of off-kilter things going on. I mean, that whole scene in episode 3, the beginning, where Cooper's dealing with the Asian woman with no eyes, and then it turns into Run at Pulaski. I mean, have you ever seen, maybe because a lot of movies don't have the time to do it, but have you ever seen a hellhole just completely explored for that amount of time? I mean, you're left with the impression that like Lynch is like, I got 18 hours, I can just do whatever I want. And that's another thing, you know. I always wondered, because when Lynch and Frost wrote these episodes, it was supposed to be 9 episodes, and then they went back and negotiated, and then it became 18. And I always thought, well, what did they do to make it 18 episodes? Are they yes, it also reminds me of the Baby and Eraserhead as well, the little man's head. But I got a alphabet vibe just from the if you look at the short films of David Lynch, that box set, it looks like that David Lynch head. It looks like that a little bit too. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. And of course, I can't even remember what I was saying. So maybe I'll go back to it. Remind me in the comments, please, and I'll get back to it. Oh yeah, the 9 episodes and the 18 episodes. I'm thinking, well, did they just take the 9 episodes and like stretch it out until 18 episodes, or did they go in there and add some more subplots, stuff like that? But look, I don't know what they did, but I do know one thing: they are so taking their time with each scene. I mean, scenes between Hawk, Andy, and Lucy are like full on, like stretched out to the point where I can see casual viewers just going, "No, I'm out of here." And that's what's happening. I thought that this was going to be a somewhat presentable, not presentable, but you know what I mean, like a coherent story that kind of brought in maybe Tamara Preston or something like that to like investigate Agent Cooper and, you know, kind of go about it. And then as it would go on, it would just get weirder and weirder and weirder. And then I thought around episode 4, episode 5, we'd be off the chart. We were off the chart in the first 10 minutes of this thing, and it never let up. That scene where Cooper, you know, I mean, come on, first of all, that whole casino scene is brilliantly funny, and then it like segues into the stuff with Naomi Watts at the house, and Cooper's like this like alien from another planet, you know, wearing the tie on his head with the lime green jacket. It is so funny, and you know, just things are just, each episode is just getting more and more bizarre. But you know, my wife said to me, she's like, "Oh my God, I feel like I've had to like study season 2 with a microscope in order to understand this." Well, yes and no. I think what this is rewarding the hardcore fans that have stuck with this show for 27 years. Not just the people who watch the show, but the people who have internalized the show. And people are saying they like this episode or that episode, but I think I just watched all 4 of them together. So the scene with God, there's so much to talk about here. What was it? All the Matthew Lillard stuff. That's a weird ass subplot. I don't know if that's going to come back up or what, but the fact that she was dealing with Cooper as Bob. I mean, he is like some sleazy guy with that long hair and the jacket, and man, they took Twin Peaks in a direction that we all wanted to see aspects of what we're seeing, but they're presenting it in a way we didn't think we would ever see it. Cooper getting out of the car, right, with the long hair and the jacket, when he walks up and just like socks that guy right on the stairs, I went, woo! I can't do it loud because my wife's asleep, but I literally screamed off, fist pumped the air when that happened, because I was like, finally, you know, here is Cooper as Bob, as a badass, something I've always thought, you know, I've always wanted to see, and now I'm seeing it, and that was amazing. And I just love the fact that they're not just showing like a little bit of the Black Lodge. I mean, they're like full on like rubbing our noses in it. They're like, feel that Black Lodge? You like that Black Lodge stuff? Here you go. Dana Ashbrook, he shows up as the deputy, and when he sees Laura's picture on the table, I mean, it's so emotional and so amazing. It came out of nowhere too, so you're just like, oh my God, that's so like perfect and beautiful. I know probably some idiots on Twitter will think it's hilarious, but I thought it was just really great and emotional. And the thing that was so weird, well, and a lot of things that were weird, but the Sheriff Truman shows up, and he seems to have this like back department that's running the police department in Twin Peaks. And it's like, is Hawk, Andy, and Lucy just for show? And then he has like all these like, other people in the back room. Yeah, people said it feels like it's turning into the old Twin Peaks when Bobby started crying. I agree, but it was just weird, right? That like Sheriff Truman has like this other group of detectives or police in the back room, and then when they trotted out Michael Cera as Marlon Brando, I wannabe. Oh my goodness, that scene is funny, but at the same time, like every scene in this show was designed to reward longtime hardcore fans, challenge you, make you just go, wow, that's really fascinating. And I remember when I talked with Evan Sadoff, the editor of Birth Movies Death website, I said, how is Lynch and Frost going to like present this to new viewers who haven't seen seasons 1 and 2? How are they going to do this where it appeals to everybody but rewards the hardcore fans? And Evan said to me, how do we know he's going to do that? Lynch has nothing to prove anymore. He could just design this to be for the hardcore fans. And I said, is that possible? Well, it's possible. I mean, there is no casual fan. I'm telling you right now. I mean, of course, there's going to be a few, but there is no casual fan who has never seen Twin Peaks before still watching this thing by episode 4. They're out. They're done. And guess what? We're going to have this show all to ourselves for the next 4 months. Come on. If this is what's going on by episode 4, where are we going to be in episode 18? I cannot wait. I had a theory that Cooper would be out of the lodge by episode 4. I thought it would be the end of episode 4, but he got out in episode 3. Apparently went through some like bank fault and came out in an electrical socket. I don't know. But that when Corden says it doesn't get any bluer, again, I was like, it just tripped me out that whole scene was filmed with a blue tint. And then, did you notice in that scene too, when Tamara left, like, David Lynch just could not. I understand, she's a very beautiful woman, but he could not resist just panning that camera down and focusing right on her ass. She walked away, and even Miguel Ferrer checked her out too. It was kind of funny. I haven't talked about the numbers yet. I haven't even honestly thought about those numbers yet. I don't want to like start giving out theories about them. I don't even remember what the numbers were because there were like a few different numbers being thrown at us. So that's, I don't know. I have to go back and look at it. But wasn't that too like so weird too when they found the decapitated corpse but it was like a different person's body all bloated out, and oh my god, it was just like, oh, they're so. Okay, good. Keep a list of the numbers and let me know what they are. Oh yeah, Cooper was supposed to remember 430. Did you guys also notice that the giant, when he was there, it was a beautiful black and white scene, but then in the end credits, it said Carol Stroiken, whatever. It said question mark. There was like 5 question marks. It didn't say the giant. It just said question marks. So that was kind of weird. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be thinking about some more stuff. Throw out some stuff that you guys liked, and we'll talk about that real quick. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this video, but I just wanted to give you guys initial reactions. Honestly, I'm surprised that I'm even doing the video this early. I didn't think I was going to be doing these videos till like 12:30 at night, so I'm so glad I got to crank these out by 10:15 Pacific time. Someone asked me if the lodges are mechanical. I don't know, but they're definitely electrical, right? Because if you go by Fire Walk With Me, especially The Missing Pieces, you know that all about that. Love seeing Ronette. Almost thought the blind girl was Josie. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Ronette, it took me a second. Have to be honest. But when I finally saw it was her, I was like, oh, okay. Because again, you have to keep in mind that sometimes you haven't seen some of these actors since they played, Ronette back 25 years ago. So it was kind of like, oh yeah, it's Ronette Pulaski. So it took me a second just because the fire was kind of disguising her for a second. But I mean, it didn't take me very long. But oh yeah, Jacques in the bar. What the hell was all that about? Why is Jacques Renault tending bar at the Roadhouse? So are we to understand that the doppelganger created doppelganger as a loophole to stay out of the Black Lodge? I think that's what is going on. Because they obviously created this Dougie guy to be like the one armed man that wasn't going to be hunting Bob, I guess, out in the other world. But apparently, the Vegas mobsters want him dead to the point where they're got a rifle pointed wherever he's going to go, and but yeah, I mean, there's just whole sequences that go on so long, like that whole thing with like the overweight lady and the dog, and the whole thing about searching for the key for the apartment. And the moment she's just like, "I got the key right here. I'm supposed to water the plants," um, it's it was just so funny. But casual fans are just like, or casual viewers are like, "What the hell?" Um, yeah, someone brought up the James Marshall thing. I love the fact that they actually gave, Machen, whatever, the close up of her, and she says James has always been cool. It was awesome. I went online and somebody on Facebook wrote James has never been cool. I was like, no. I love the fact they gave her a moment to say that, and it was great seeing James Marshall. Yeah, so yeah, Jacques Renault was there. Yeah, and I have no idea what the hell that was about. I thought they would like kind of go into that, but maybe maybe they just had Walter Olkowitz just being at the bar. I don't know. I mean, are they going to go into that? Does Jacques have a doppelganger out there? Who knows? But yeah, Major Briggs' head floating in space. That was amazing. Oh yeah, okay, the Horn Brothers. Thank you, Eric. So here's the thing. Um, New viewers are not grasping this because I mean they've brought in Dr. Jacoby twice now, right? But new viewers aren't going to know who this guy is, and it's just kind of like the first episode had a scene with him, and then that was it. And then same thing with the Horn Brothers, right? I mean, the Horn Brothers come in and they're never seen again after that scene. So bizarre. Um, I love it, but if you weren't immersed in this series, if you didn't know this series backwards and forwards, you're going to be sitting there like, who are these people? And they never come back up. And there's so much going on in every episode, right? That you can't even remember that there was the Warren Brothers thing. Please don't, people are saying, what is your least favorite episode? How can you have a least favorite episode at this point? We haven't even seen the whole damn thing yet. And it all works as one cohesive whole. Five Shovels Jacoby will be a big part. No, I agree. There's something definitely going on, and that whole thing with the guys staring at the boxes. I mean, come on, we're not stupid. We've seen a million movies. We know that he was waiting. That box was like a teleporter thing. I mean, come on. We knew that. We didn't know what was going to come in that box, but we definitely knew it was going to be a teleportation thing of some sort. And when she was there and saying she didn't want to or she wanted to be a part of it, and he was like, no, you can't do it. And then she finally talked her way into it, which, by the way, great nude scene. I knew David Lynch was going to get some most of these actresses nude in here, at least the new ones. But anyway, when she sat down there, she was staring at the box. I thought that the guy was gonna maybe shove her in the box or something like that, and she was gonna get sent to the lodge or whatever. Because I got a very David Cronenberg Fly feeling during that whole section, with this guy looking at this empty pod box and then the girl wanting to be a part of it. But I was not expecting them to just get eaten alive by some phantom spirit. And at first I thought, when they did that big loop around, I thought, that it was like Cooper or something that was going to do it. But obviously it wasn't Cooper that did it. But man, that was insane. I did not expect to see those two just sitting there in that couch just getting eaten out. Or not eaten out, but eat their faces out. That would have been a whole different scene. We haven't seen Amanda Seyfried yet, so that's probably Shelley's daughter. I mean, let's be honest here. All you guys out there that are saying this is incredible, this is awesome, this is amazing. I hate to say it, just so you guys know, we are going to be on the outskirts. The rest of society is not going to think this. So just remember, if this is going to be 1991 all over again, baby, we're going to be like, Twin Peaks is awesome. And everyone else is going to be like, no, Twin Peaks sucks. And we'll be like, no, it's great. And they're all going to be like, nah, Game of Thrones. Now, I love Game of Thrones too, but that's where everyone's going to go this summer. And we're going to be over here in Snoqualmie. I know some people are really disappointed by the lack of Twin Peaks in this show so far. I think that's only going to intensify, or it's going to get more and more Twin Peaks as we go on. But come on, we knew this. We knew this. That that they didn't shoot a lot in Twin Peaks, right? So come on, we knew this was going to be a global adventure. Yeah. Let's see. Not sure if you covered, but is it Annie that Gordon are talking about at the end? I assume it is. Yeah, I mean, when he says I know where she drinks, and then it cut to the Roadhouse, I was like, oh well, who's got the Roadhouse? Oh no, it's just another, it's just another ending. So it looks like every episode is going to end with the Roadhouse stuff at least for a while. Yeah, Jan says, I bet MGA is pissed being replaced by a tree. Maybe this explains his Facebook posts, right? He's just like, I'm becoming a tree. Oh, someone else says, I assume Diane, not Annie. It's gonna be someone important. Chances are it's Laura Dern, right? Matthew says the jail monologue from Evil Coop was creepy. And that black face guy next to Matthew Lillard. Okay, let's talk about that guy. He was like in that jail cell, and then when he disappeared, you saw his face just kind of float up. That was great. And oh my God, that scene with Sarah Palmer watching the lion kill on the TV. That was some graphic stuff. I mean, it reminded me of Harry Dean Stanton in Wild at Heart. Watching the animal thing, but this was so much more graphic with the lions eating the was it a bowl or something like that? Oh my goodness, it was insane. And then the reflection, the mirror. I gotta tell you though, I was so freaked out that they were gonna like flash a Frank Silva Bob image at us at any moment. I was just like, oh, I was all nervous. Oh yeah, Bison, thank you. It's so late here. I'm not even like thinking straight. Listen. I've seen scenes, and I've seen parts of movies that were like, oh yeah, that's a trippy scene, or that's that's kind of a mind blown moment. This is mind blowing for 4 hours. I mean, I'm pretty sure this was what Jennifer Lynch was telling me about when she said the next film my father is working on is going to be mind blowing. Look, we haven't seen the full 18 hours. We don't know where this is going, but this is the most mind blowing 4 hours that David Lynch has probably ever committed to film in a sustained amount of time. I mean, some people didn't get to see episode 3 yet, but they were all mind blown after 1 and 2, and I get that. And then 3 begins, and you're like, oh my goodness, all that starts and all the editing and stuff. And it's like, it's so weird because it's not, doesn't feel like Twin Peaks, doesn't feel like Fire Walk with Me, doesn't feel like Inland Empire. Mandy says, I just absolutely love the opening sequence of Hour 3, just incredible. This thing is just incredible. Listen, I can't wait to own the Blu-ray set. That's all I gotta say. Opening credits are beautiful. I love it. They did a really great job. I really like the all the drone shots they've been doing. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so happy about all that stuff. And that shot of New York City above all the buildings with the lights. It was like the most beautiful side of New York City I've seen outside of Woody Allen's Manhattan. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Jan says it feels like a combination of Racer and Twin Peaks. The comedy stuff with Dale Dougie is when it started feeling very Twin Peaksy to me. Yeah, and again, the soundtrack, it's what I thought. It was very Wild at Heart-ish. It's all over the map. Yeah, Ryan says, I like the short opening credits with the longer ones at the end. No, I get that. Yeah, because there's no cast at the beginning. The cast is all safe for the end. And, I mean, come on. I said this earlier, but you can see why Kyle MacLachlan took one look at the script and was like, yeah. Now, maybe if they had offered him a role like this in Fire Walk with Me, maybe he wouldn't have, not wanted to be a part of that project. Um, but no, I think that Kyle is really giving it his all. And what the hell's going on with him and Jennifer Jason Leigh? I knew Jennifer Jason Leigh was going to be some crazy ass part, but is she going to come back? I have no idea. Yes, all this stuff about Philip Jeffries. I don't know who was doing the voice for Philip Jeffries when Bad Cooper was talking to him. Maybe one of you guys know. Says, I would be interested in seeing a lady in the radiator in the Black Lodge. You never know. But at least we do know that Naomi Watts is not playing Diane from Mulholland Drive. Manny says, I'm not on board with Stroke Good Cooper yet. It was a bit painful to watch. You have to understand that it's if you had gone through 25 plus years of what we just saw, maybe 30 minutes of, or whatever, 45 minutes or whatever, how long it was, you might be acting that way a bit too. Just saying. And David Lynch, man, he's doing a pretty good job. I always loved him as Gordon Cole, but I mean, he's not a bad actor for what he's given himself to do. It's really great. He says, oh my god. Oh, wait. He says, Cynical says he probably didn't pee in 25 years. Maybe that's why he's like, oh. But I loved, like, it was weird. Like when he's in the casino and like the red drapes were like above the the casino machines, and it looked like a little witch's hat just kind of flying around the casino. And then I love when he like opened up the drapes and he saw Bad Cooper driving on the road, and then he, like, in episode 3, he's like looking out over the ocean. It was so beautiful. I mean, they're really forget the B. The real question is, how was his teeth? Yeah. I mean, they're not just like, oh, here's just Cooper in the red room sitting in the chair. They're really they've really explored that, and that was really cool. But yeah, just puking up the cream corn, man. Oh my goodness. But I remember thinking, oh, I should do one of these videos after episode 1. But I was like, no, I want to keep watching, and so I kept watching. I was like, no, I'll do it after episode 4. But then at the end of episode 4, I'm like, I can't even remember everything. There's been so much that's been going on. Even though scenes are like really stretched out, there's still so much going on. So I mean, you can rest assured this channel is going to be talking about these episodes and the next episodes in several videos. See, Calvin says, I wasn't expecting to see Ray Wise this early. Yeah, it was great. And what the hell? Listen, I don't know if we have any Vampire Diaries fans in here, but in season 5 of Vampire Diaries, there were a lot of characters that were just getting like, some like wind was coming, and then they'd start screaming, and then they get ripped away from the fabric of the planet and just disappear. And what the hell happened with Laura in the Black Lodge, right? That's what it was. She was like, started screaming. She's like, no, and then she like flew away. I was like, oh my lord, what the hell is becoming the Vampire Diaries for a second? But Cindy says, Laura still being out there took me by surprise. Yeah, I don't know where Laura goes flying away, but I guess Cooper's going to have to find her. That's what her dad said. Yeah, Adama says, the No Eyes Woman with Ronette was a complete amazing artwork. Oh, yeah. This thing is like, look, it'd be wrong to say you understand every single aspect, everything you're seeing, but even if you don't understand it intellectually, you can feel it emotionally. And what we're seeing is something that, I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to concentrate on anything tomorrow except just like not thinking about what things meant, but just like, man, I just watched 4 hours of the most mind-bending television that I have seen in a long time, if ever, and it's kind of hard to just go to sleep and go about your day. Yeah, it was. You know what though? I do want to say one thing. When Eric and I did that trailer review, I'm glad I was right about that one scene of the woman. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but the woman in her underwear in the motel, and she goes, "He's coming." I knew it. I knew she was referring to Bob Cooper in that, because just the way she was talking, I knew that was like the bad was coming for her. Do you think the story will focus more on Laura Palmer later episodes? Hey, I mean, she and Cooper were the first people we saw um, in this show. So obviously they brought it back, and then they went back on the homecoming picture, and then that's when the credits started, and it was so beautiful. And oh my god, the titles and stuff. I mean, they're using the same titles as before, but it's still great. And how wonderful too to see that Lynch Frost production thing at the end. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Rumor has it Piper Laurie could be an uncredited surprise. She should be in it. I mean, she wanted to be in it when she talked to me. So yeah, let's put her in it. But again, it's so bizarre. Like, again, we won't know until we see the whole thing, but why have the Horn brothers in this so early in episode 1 if we're going to just not even have them come back in 4 episodes? Like, you know, where is that going? It's kind of interesting. Kyle says that Lynch Frost production title at the end of episode 1 made me jump. I understand, but it was so... It's a place both wonderful and strange. You want to see some cool ass shit? Here we go. Everybody else, what about me? What about me? You can sit there and watch, but everybody else, goodbye. Let's go on the trip. Okay. Oil of Dire says any chance you will do a video on just episodes 1 and 2? Like I said, I'm gonna be doing probably numerous videos on each episode. So we'll probably do discussions on the episodes, and then we'll probably do commentaries on these episodes. I mean, again, we have 2 weeks before the next episode airs. I know they're doing 3 and 4 on TV, but I'm saying those of us who have seen all 4 here, you know, we have 2 weeks, so that gives me plenty of time to do plenty of videos about these 4. So that'll be fantastic and fun. And for all you guys who tuned out for the whole countdown video we did today, thank you so much. That was great. Almost did almost a 4-hour video. A lot of cool people coming in. So that was a lot of fun. Notice the on-demand splits up parts 1 and 2 with different credits on the first part. I did not notice that because obviously I watched it on TV. And yeah, and of course all the stuff about Harry Truman being sick. Could he get better, make a cameo? Here's hoping. I mean, again, shooting digital can be a lot more mobile. But yeah, you know, hey, what did you guys think? I have to ask you, what did you guys think of Krista Bell's Tamara Preston? I know she wasn't given a lot to do, but do you like her as an actress? Do you think she kind of, like, I don't know much about her. I've seen a couple of her music videos, but she always seems like she's just always poised and posed and everything. And I just said towards the airport thing, I kept thinking she's like acting like a vampira. So yeah, I don't know any of these musical bands that they're showing at the Roadhouse, so you know, I can't wait to maybe there'll be a new soundtrack. That'll be cool, huh? Just cruise around with that Cooper Bob music, you know. That was so badass, man, when he got out of the car, just punched the guy with that long hair. Oh my, I saw Kyle in that car and I was like, okay, it's gonna be Doppelganger Coop. But then when he got out of the car and I saw the bob hair, I was like, that is so badass, man. Lynch and Frost, they took it, man. They took the thing, they went the direction we all needed it to go to. So someone's like, I don't understand the New York connection. Well, you know, it's having to deal with teleportation of alternate dimensions, basically. Yeah, I have to say, Sal, I agree. It looked very high def. And the other thing is that a lot of the stuff in the sheriff's station, they just used the natural sound, right? There wasn't a lot of ADR in there. So sometimes, I have to say, sometimes the sound and with the look, it sounded a little hollow, and the camera work was very digital. So at times, yes, it did kind of feel like they were just running like a really high quality video camera in the scene. But hey, that's what they chose, and I thought it looked fine overall. I mean, I didn't get the Inland Empire PD 150 problem. So yeah, but oh yeah, were your TV buzzing with the glass box scenes? Yes, it was, because I had the sound pumped so loud. Yeah, so yeah, it was amazing. All that rumbling and all that. Oh my God, come on, Lynch does sound better than everyone, and you just knew. I mean, just that whole scene in New York, you knew that that David Lynch made this. I mean, just the way it looked, it looked incredible. And yeah, and when let me be like the perverted guy here for a second, but I think you said her name's Madeline Zima, right? That played Tracy. When she took off her dress, and I was like, oh, I knew it. I knew she was gonna be wearing a thong because this is 25 years later, right? Thongs back in 1990 were reserved for strippers. Today, they're commonplace. So I was like, okay, this is how Lynch is telling us this 25 years later. That and the cell phones. Yeah, people are just going crazy here. Jan says, was that Balthazar getting the bar flirting with Shelley? I think it was. But I'll throw this out again. I said it earlier. At the end of episode 3 in the Roadhouse, there's a scene, there's a shot of people dancing. I could have sworn I saw Brad Dukes, the guy who wrote Reflections on Twin Peaks, in there. I could be wrong, but it sure looked like him. So I want to get some kind of confirmation that it was him, or it wasn't him, because I was just like, what the hell? They're having like just people in the fan community now in the show too. I was like, damn it, I wish they had called me. Damn it. Anyway, not that I'm jealous or anything. I'm just saying, like, hey, it'd be fun to be a part of it. Yeah, I had a feeling everybody called it. Every one of you called it. Michael Cera, Andy Lucy's kid. Great job. And yes, man, he played that Marlon Brando wannabe part so much better than Shia LaBeouf in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Just gotta say. See if there's any more questions or comments before I go. Got 72 people watching. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for tuning in. All those crowd scenes had me scanning the faces as fast as possible. I called Bobby being a cop. Well, you did and you didn't, because there was people on set that saw him in the cop uniform. But yeah, where was Michael Cera? He was in episode 4, which is on the Showtime streaming app, which you probably haven't watched. And if you haven't watched it, you should probably not watch the oh yeah, Leonard says I avoided spoilers. Good for you. But yeah, people insta call me watching it being filmed. Saw Dana Ashbrook in the cop uniform. But yeah, episodes 3 and 4 are on the Showtime app, everybody. Go watch those before you watch this video, because I'm talking about everything. Do you have to see the old episodes to watch the new ones? Yes. I mean, no, in terms of maybe understanding everything, but if you don't know Twin Peaks backwards and forwards, seriously, I'm serious. You can't even follow this. I'm not kidding you. I mean, you can follow it to, on a surface level, maybe, but no. Yeah, I think you have to at least, come on, don't watch season 3 before you see season 1 and 2. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Please, somebody. Was it by Jolly George or something that Gordon Cole said when they showed Cooper with the long hair? Oh my god, it was so amazing. Because remember when Albert gave that talking to Cooper in the season 2 where he's like, I missed the suit, but hey, these threads, this plaid or whatever, like, that looks good on you. I thought Albert was gonna have like an attack when he saw Cooper's hair like that. Oh yeah, Drake saying hello. It was fantastic. It was hilarious. Everything in that casino. I'm trying to think of like things I didn't like about it. I can't really think of anything. Because anything you don't really like about it, you'll probably end up loving later. So it's hard for me to judge it entirely. Yes, please go watch it, everybody. Drake says Drake says that the special effects look very After Effects. Well, here's the thing: David Lynch hasn't worked in a lot of CGI stuff before, and they're still working with a TV budget. Like I said, it wasn't like a $150-200 million budget, so it's gonna look a little at times, but for the most part, I didn't think it looked that bad. Yes, there's so much CGI in the lodge stuff, that is for sure, and there's a lot of times where you see Cooper in the one-armed man, and you can totally tell it's green screen. But hey, did it ruin it for me? No, because they're in an alternate dimension. Who knows? In a It didn't bother me so much. I thought it was I thought it was fine. You know, I mean, you can tell they were special effects, but come on, you could tell in season two, during the final episode when they were doing the Black Lodge stuff, when Madeline comes out and says, "I am Maddie," and then she disappears. When she disappears, you can see the film actually shift on the dissolve when she disappears and stuff like that. Um, Ademir says, "What's with the old recorder sound?" I don't know, but what a beautiful black and white scene that was between Cooper and the Giant, or five question marks as it says for Carol's credit in the show. Wish he would have done more practical effects. Yeah, you know. But again, I mean, did we really think when we tuned in tonight that we would see Agent Cooper in outer space? I didn't think I would see something like that ever, and here it is. And then Major Briggs's head comes out, kind of like a scene in Eraserhead. Leonard says, "I can see people being bothered by how characters react to Dumb Cooper, but I take it as meta kind of thing. It was quirky but very brutal. That bed killing was fucked. Pulling the pillow off. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, I don't think that. Yeah, I mean, Lynch is using the cable stuff to be able to show violence and some nudity and stuff like that, but it wasn't. It doesn't feel like he's like overdoing it just because he's on cable, which is nice. Um, Manny says the old recorder is like the Palmers. True. Um, Calvin says, "What do you think is happening with Cole's ears in the end of episode 4?" Well, what's happening is because he cranked up his hearing aid all the way up, and so that's why. I think it was to tune out. Was he trying to tune out Tamara Preston's wiring? I don't know but he turned up his hearing aid all the way up. Um, Ruth's head with a man's body is so crazy. I know. It's crazy. And, we had Ethan Suplee show up, right? Matthew Lillard. There's a lot of, like, just wild people just showing up in random parts. And it was... I'm really, really enjoying it. But I gotta tell you, when I sat down to watch it, I didn't think what we saw tonight is what we were going to see tonight. I didn't know what to expect, but I certainly did not expect this. But having seen this, I'm so glad we're going in this territory because this is not at all how I pictured season 3 of Twin Peaks to be, but you can tell that Frost and Lynch didn't just rest on their laurels and say, let's give them Twin Peaks season 3. They said, all right, let's give them Twin Peaks season 3, and we're gonna take this in a whole new direction. I can't even see. What's your thing on popular demand? Yeah, Matthew Lillard did a great job. I don't know where his character's going. Is he going to come back? I have no idea. Because, we kind of finished that storyline when Cooper Bob shot her, shot his wife. So, and it's obvious that Cooper Bob and his wife, and then the wife kind of framed Matthew Lillard. But he did mention that he had a dream. The shotgun scene. Is that the scene where no? Because he shot the woman with the pillow. Excuse me. I meant the average viewer. Will they last? The average viewer is gone already. I saw online. I've said it before in this episode. I saw after hour 1, people were just jumping ship. I mean, they were jumping ship. Probably when the Giant was talking to Cooper in black and white, they were done. Leonard says, "Fuck the normies." Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I thought they were gonna make it to like episode 5 or so, but no, they were out by episode 1. And if they stuck around at all, they certainly were not there for episode 4. So, all of you Twin Peaks original fans that remember season 2 live, well, we just relived it, not in a whole season, in one night. Yeah, some people bailed after 10 minutes. Yeah, I understand that. How did you see people jump off? Just read social media. People on my Facebook page. People I don't even, that I'm acquainted with. I just saw the feed, and people were just bailing. Even people in the entertainment industry that I know were jumping off. So, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. There were so many, like, oh my God, they're doing this moment. Oh my god! But I gotta tell you, the two ones that made me just scream out loud was both had to do with Cooper Bob. Well, Jennifer Jason Leigh as well. Love her, love her, love her. Hope she comes back for something. But the two scenes with Cooper Bob, the opening when he gets out of the car with the long hair and just smacks that guy on the stairs. I was like, yes, Kyle MacLachlan's playing like this evil man. It's fantastic. And the other one was Cooper Bob after the car accident, just sitting there holding his mouth, and then he just full on starts puking up cream corn. I love it. I didn't think we were gonna get anything like that, and boy, oh boy, are they giving it to us. I mean, Frost and Lynch are just like, okay, how can we fit in this cream corn here? I know, we'll have them puke it up. Uh, and all this, all the stuff with the Al-K ring. What the hell was this Dougie guy wearing the Al-K ring for? I guess to like be the doppelganger, another doppelganger out there. Bill Cole says, "Who's Gordon and Albert going to visit in episode 5?" I don't know. It's either Diane, Annie. I have no idea. I can't see Annie, an ex-nun, like a boozer. Uh, I kind of think it's probably going to be Diane because they haven't brought in Laura Dern yet. And, we have Christabel and we have Naomi Watts, right? We got to get Laura Dern here too. So, yeah, we saw Jacques Renault in there, but we don't know why the hell he's tending bar again at the Roadhouse 25 years later. Was the change lady at the casino also wearing an Al-K ring, or is that a different green ring? I didn't see it, but it's probably a different ring, but who knows. Drake says Michael J. Anderson's going to be pissed that he saw him as a prop. Yeah, I did think it was a huge middle finger by Lynch to be like, I turned you into a tree. Oh my lord, so funny. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, these are just some of my initial thoughts. I mean, I haven't even begun to dissect this thing because I just watched them. So, this is just let me just pour out what I saw, and because I know all you guys all saw it too, and we all want to just have someone to be like, holy crap, did you just see what I just saw? So that's what this video is about. There'll be more in-depth stuff, more analysis as the weeks go on. But right now, this is the oh my god video. Let's see. Have you heard from James? Curious what he thinks. No, I don't. He's 8 hours ahead of me. He's probably still asleep. Because from what I understand, the UK did not get it on Sky Atlantic episodes 3 and 4. They said they were going to, and then they didn't, as far as I know. So yeah, so they're 2 episodes behind us. Yeah, I already talked about the Sarah Palmer thing with watching the animals. That was pretty messed up. Did you see how many cigarettes she had on that table? Oh, almost as much as Lynch smokes in one day. Just kidding, but is the doppelganger element new? No, it's been around since mid-season 2. With the doppelganger. Did we get that? I don't know. It seemed like they made a doppelganger of One-Armed Man out there so that Bob would not be pursued. Calvin says he got all 4 episodes. Fantastic. People are loving Denise. Yeah, I hope Denise comes back. That was great. And it's not just the man dressed up as a woman. He's transitioning, so that's a new element. But yeah, the man in the cabin, that was Dr. Jacoby making the shovels, which I have no idea what he's digging up or what. Drake says you can exist on multiple planes of reality at once. Love it. I mean, I didn't think we would ever see a scene where Cooper's outside of the Black Lodge and looking out at the ocean and stuff. I got a very kind of Dune vibe with that, and it was great. Brielle says, so sick of transgenderism being forced in this country. That character was in the show in 1991. It's not like they changed Dennis to become Denise now. He was Denise then too. The only time I've seen golden shovels during a groundbreaking ceremony. Well, you never know. Maybe Ghostwood is happening finally after 25 years. I don't know. But overall, are you guys enjoying the show? So so far, or are you still like, well, I like it, but I don't know where it's going, so I'm unsure. Like, where are you? I know you guys are obviously Twin Peaks fans because you watch this channel, um, but what are you guys thinking of this? Are you really just digging it right now, or what? Yeah, I didn't expect to see Jacoby in a trailer either, but everyone's like, I love it, I'm all in. Um, I love it. It's nothing what I expected or wanted, but it's great. Jan says, I loved it, totally ecstatic, blown away. So let's see. This is the modern Twin Peaks I was hoping for. Hell yeah, but I feel like I need to rewatch everything from season 1 and 2. Yes, you do. And Firewalk with Me. I'm loving it, but it's like having the most beautiful dream and the most terrible nightmare all at once. Good job. Um, it's like pure heroin version of Lynch. Yeah, and it's only probably gonna get even more bizarre. I love it. I love it. Um, this is what happens when you give Lynch a bunch of money. It feels like a life's work. Love the first two. Third episode was a tad slow, but overall very impressed. Um, Listen, all four of the episodes were a little slow, but there's payoffs. Apparently, we see it. I mean, every time we think like, wow, that scene happened a little slow, then later on there's a payoff. What I'm trying to figure out is why the hell they introduced the Horn brothers so early in episode 1 to just never have them come back for in the next 3 episodes. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Curious to see where that goes. James says, I'm amazed how much I laughed. Andy Lucy's scenes were the most awkward to me. Yeah, I love Andy and all that, but he needs to get like a bigger uniform. He is really pudgy with that uniform, and it's not very flattering to him. I wish they'd given him something better. But I'm so happy that Hawk is he's just the man. But it really just weirded me out the fact that Robert Forster has this whole other crew in the back of the sheriff's station. And like I said, is Lucy, Hawk, and Annie just for show, and the meat and potatoes is happening in the back? That was so weird. Love how Jerry Horn ended up. Oh, you love the big beard. Yeah. Yeah, it was quite interesting. Um, Music cues were phenomenal, especially the callbacks. Oh, I agree. And I love the new music and the source music. Thought it was great. Haven't seen episode 4 yet. What the hell are you doing on this video, man? Get off. Come back later. Jared says, "Are we assume the arm is aging backwards?" I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just amazed that Michael J. Anderson is now a tree. Jordan says, "The arm. If you don't understand the arm, seriously, go watch the show and then come back to and watch these videos, please, please, please." I'm not gonna go into stuff that like you should already know. This is a Twin Peaks podcast for people who are completely immersed in the show at the moment. Come back after you've seen it. Hello from Turkey. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. The missing pieces are quite important in terms of Philip Jeffries. So this is what we were talking about before. We had a feeling because, like I said, there's so many scenes in Fire Walk with Me from the script that we're not including the missing pieces, right? So I think the missing pieces scenes were some of them, like the Jack Nance one. Obviously, that was put in there because Jack Nance. But a lot of those scenes were put in there because David Lynch felt they were important for us to see before this new series. So that's why those scenes were cobbled together. So that was, so obviously the Philip Jeffries scene, definitely, and especially the whole stuff about, from pure air we come and all that stuff with the little man. It was, yeah. So I mean, that's why we got those scenes. But I think it's weird, right? The Blu-ray set's called The Complete Mystery. It's like, you guys knew you were making season 3, or The Return. Why would you call it The Complete Mystery? Well, it is what it is. But it's not The Complete Mystery because they left off the Georgia Coffee commercials on the Blu-ray set, so it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, no, I think this show is I'll tell you this though, this is not like the old show where you could just put on an episode and just enjoy the atmosphere and the mood and just just love it like a warm cuddly blanket. This is a challenging piece of cinema. So I don't think you could put this show on and go to bed and feel good about life. This is definitely, I love the fact that they're not making us think that Cooper went bad. They're making it very, very clear that there are multiple Coopers, which is what I knew was going to happen. A lot of people argue with me, and they said, no, 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 Cooper wasn't split in half. He would be a full, complete human being as Bob. And it's like, no, Leland was possessed by Bob. Cooper was split in half. And it's very clear that I was right. And I didn't think it was something to be debated about. I thought it was pretty evident that Cooper got split and that the bad half got out, and he is a badass. I love it. That smile when he's in jail and he's like that to Gordon, creepy AF. It was awesome. I love it, love it, love it. He's so great, and I love the fact that Gordon and Albert are not falling for it. They're onto him. I can't believe it. We're gonna see Cooper against Cooper in this thing. This is great. Drake says even the tone of his voice is really something. Oh yeah. And then when they caught him having to repeat himself like a recorder, that was fantastic. Do we expect more Ray Wise? Of course we're gonna get more Ray Wise. Cooper v. Cooper. Yeah, that's what this should have been called, right? Cooper v. Cooper. Dawn of Peaks. All of a sudden Wonder Woman shows up. Be fantastic. As Diane shows up as Laura Dern with wonder bracelets on, and some silicone earplugs. But anyway, I'm gonna probably be wrapping this up, guys. So any last thoughts before we go, and then I will be doing another video very soon in the near future. But Drake says we got to see James and his creepy stares at women. Indy says, pleasantly surprised we haven't seen all the shots from the teasers yet. Yeah, yes, but we have seen quite a bit. Eric says, thank you for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. It's just wonderful having you guys all here. Yes, well, Leonard James has always been cool. I love the fact that they threw that in there. Some of the stuff had a mind-blowing Dark Tower feeling. I agree. I mean, this is Lynch doing Twin Peaks like an author that knows that you've read all the prior books and he doesn't need to re-explain himself. Here you go. This is the new book. So and everybody else is invited, but only the hardcore are going to understand it. Who do you think we're going to see in episode 5? We talked about this. We're thinking it's going to be either Diane or Annie, but probably Diane. Let's see. Jared says, I think it's somebody pretending to be Philip Jeffries. Probably. And I want to know who the hell that evil, weird black spirit was in that box that burst out and took out, I can't remember his name, and Tracy at the beginning. SPF says, oh crap, I better leave. I still haven't seen 3 or 4. Get out now. I'm going to be wrapping this up, but seriously, don't watch this. It said episodes 1 through 4, spoilers. Get off this video. So hello everyone joining. Sorry, we're probably not going to be on for too much longer, but you can go back and watch this. Jail Cell Creature Nightmare. Yeah, that was great. 2 more weeks for more peaks, damn it. Yeah, but you know what? It's going to take 2 weeks to rewatch these episodes and think about them and find out all the stuff. And great, so many nightmare scenes in this show. Man, I got to tell you, Colin says, I heard Bowie was supposed to reprise his role but passed away before he could film anything. Yeah, it's probably true. But you never know. I mean, Major Briggs showed up in this episode, so Drake says, for sure, I'm going to be dreaming about this tonight. I'm going to be watching these several times before the 5th episode. Yes. Logan says, I cannot wait to hear MJ's rant about himself being turned into a tree. Neither can I. And I can't believe how much backwards acting Cheryl Lee had to do in this show. I mean, she not only just had to speak backwards, she had to do her whole role backwards. The way she got up off the couch and walked over to the couch, that was all backwards. Indie Fandom says, love seeing more of the sheriff's station. Yeah, again, I was really weirded out by that back room scene. But the conference room scenes are very... it's weird though, because it's all hollow sound. It's all original audio, and so it feels very much like a stage play in there. but it's fine. It works. But they're really finding that balance. I mean, the comedy is funny in this, but it's not like over the top, goofy funny like season two. Some of it was. Um, you know what, Leonard? I didn't see that comment that everyone's praising you on. So can you throw it back up there so I can see it real quick? Because these things go really quick on this when I do it on the phone. So Tony says just finished. Thought it was fascinating. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I agree. Flashback to the girl crying and running from Laura Palmer's death sent chills. Oh, I agree. In fact, I'm probably going to watch that scene again before I go to bed. Michael Cera was hilarious. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back in this series. Probably not, but what a scene. It's so crazy. But I knew watching that scene, I'm like, there's going to be so many even casual viewers watching this going, WTF, I'm out of here. Yeah, yeah, I don't think we're gonna see too much of them. Drake says he thinks there's a lot of cowboy and Frenchman humor in this. Yeah, maybe. Uh, I said it was a brain cell. Are you talking about the little? What do you guys think? There's the owl ring, and then there's that little pebble thing. Is that what you're referring to as the brain cell? That little like little marble thing? I didn't know. I was trying to figure out like maybe what that was. The pearl, yeah. Well, what do you think that pearl was? Um, Tim, go get Showtime, man. It's $10 a month, or buy it streaming. They're gonna drop it on iTunes or Vudu soon, so just buy it there. Gold ball bearing is how I was thinking of it. Okay, well I'm just figuring out how that's gonna come into play, but I just was not expecting this many Black Lodge scenes, but I'm so happy they're in here. Logan, it seems like Cooper's memories are personality. When Mike said Cooper was tricked, he produced the pebble. But the whole thing was, so Cooper was only supposed to leave once Bad Cooper got in there. It wasn't like someone else from the Black Lodge could come in and Cooper could go out, right? That's what it seemed like. It's a weird evolution to become an arm from a dwarf into a brain cell. um, so yeah, I mean, they made a point to say that Cooper, you know, if Bob came back, then Cooper could leave, but he couldn't be traded out for anybody else. Um, do you think we will find out more about the black dog? Black dog. And the black dog runs at night. Um, oh, someone else tell him. He's not seen my message. The tree was a brain cell. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I don't know what it was, but it sure looked cool, and I thought it was hilarious. Um, Kyle giving Ewan McGregor serious run for playing doubles. Groot replaced by Michael J. Anderson. How come there wasn't more than one Leland? How do we know there isn't? I mean, we know there's a doppelganger of Leland. We saw it in the final episode, but we only saw this. So, again, keep in mind, it's only 4 episodes. Is it future or is it past? Love hearing that line again. Again, where did we get that from? The missing pieces. That's why Lynch dropped that. Probably discussed, but who's out referring to in his drinks? I don't know. Like I said, Diane or Annie. Probably. So Bob is not in the doppelganger, correct? No, he is the doppelganger. They can't show Bob because Frank Silva's no longer here. Alternative Nation, Animal Life on Sarah's TV. Definitely. Can't wait to hear James' analysis of these first couple episodes. It's gonna be something. All right, guys. Well, probably gonna wrap this up because I need to go to bed. Yes, I do hope that Harry shows up later, Reggie. That would be amazing if Michael Onkeen shows up one more time. Gordon Cole likes banging younger women on the job. Very, very Lynch, 30 years younger than him. Oh, he definitely checked out Krista Bell and not as Gordon Cole. I say that jokingly, but come on. The camera panned down to show her ass walking away, and even Miguel Ferrer had a comment on it. Jan says, thanks, Cameron. See you next time. Yeah, so you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We did a big 4-hour episode earlier today, and now I'm putting up another hour-long episode tonight. So, yeah, I'm off to bed. I'm going to watch a little bit of the opening of the first episode again, and then I am going to bed a lot earlier than I thought I was going to do tonight, so that's great. I'll be awake tomorrow. Fantastic. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned to this channel. Like I say, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. all that. Every like, every comment, every subscription, it just encourages me to do more and more videos and discussions of this type. So I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you very much again for all your support. Just it humbles me truly. And we got 2 weeks until the next episode, so let's tear into these 4 and see what we can come up with, and then we'll have more peaks. We still have 14 more episodes to go. And it looks like it's just going to be all of us because the rest of the world has already jumped ship. So have fun, everybody. Good riddance to the rest of the world. Us Twin Peaks fans, we're going to enjoy this all summer long. So you guys take it easy. I will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.